Yeah, that's kind of how it appealed to me when I was looking at it a while back with a friend. We were thinking of like, oh, should we start a 3D printing business? Buy a bunch of printers and then do kind of just that, focus on, let's say, one industry that needs a bunch of parts, like, I don't know, car mechanics, but we kind of never got into it. We gave up on the idea, but I still think that it's a really great idea to do, because there's a whole bunch of different industries where there's a specific part, and if you can't get it, it's a big problem for your business or whatever you're doing. Yeah. And then, as you said, if you have to buy just that part individually, it's hard to get. It takes a lot of time. It's super expensive, and 3D printing seems like a slick way of solving that problem.
Yeah, and for me personally, like I'm a terrible businessman. I'm never motivated by money. I'm motivated by problem solving and creativity, and I love that aspect of can I take this broken thing and figure out how it should work again, and it's not only a case of matching the shape of the broken part, it's also a case of understanding how the force gets transmitted through it, because if you're laying down print layers and your force is coming from the side, that might just shear the layers off. So you have to think about, how am I going to orient this on the printer to get the force distributed through the part properly? And so there's a lot of that kind of mechanical problem solving thinking that goes on. And also you just get to design stuff. You were talking about my my new job, which I actually got as a result of all of this. I had been talking about my 3D printing work, which I was just doing for my own hobbyist satisfaction. I mean, this is to be a product that I'm planning to sell. It's been to be a product for about a year at this point, but so like things can take time to bring to market, unfortunately. But I've been talking about all of that, and in my friends' WhatsApp groups, and one of my buddies who likes to do a bit of cosplay needed a piece for costume, and he sent me a file, and it was a Star Wars costume, and it was a little piece for like Han Solo's jacket, little grenade detonators that he has in his pocket. And I looked at the file, and I looked at the screen grabs from the film, and I thought, this file is not very accurate. I can do a better job. So I modeled out the piece myself, printed it out and gave it to him. And we were talking afterwards, and he was talking about how he works with this company that does educational outreach on a science, technology, engineering, maths kind of bent, STEAM outreach, and that he thought maybe we could. And I just said, if anything comes up that you think 3D printing might be appropriate for, mention my name. And so we did, and I got contracted to design and print products for them. So
awesome.
Yeah, so I get to like work on the design thinking of these products, which was the part that I enjoyed most about this. This is not the only example I have. I've done a few other products that I kind of put together from scratch, and I will actually take this apart just to show you, because I wanted this to be what's the term, user serviceable. And so most of the time you get these models and they'll be screwed together, or you have to glue them together yourself. But I built in these little sprues here that, I don't know if you can make it out, have a little bit of an S bend on the end. And so they slot into other sprues inside the lower half that have S bends. And then everything just kind of
it clicks together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so so that was one of the like little mechanical problem solving elements that I really enjoyed. So that's back together now. And you get to kind of do that. In this case, it was because it was an object I wanted to create, and I wanted to have certain functionality and whatever. But it doesn't matter if it's something you're doing as a passion project because you're you like the thing, or if it is a practical thing that needs to fulfill certain requirements. There's the same kind of enjoyment and satisfaction from doing that mechanical problem solving. And so I get to do that with the educational kits that we're working on as well. I'm not going to tell you what the nature of this is because I don't want to give away too much IP, if you will.
Okay.
But so I'm working on this thing that's a kind of a punch. It's supposed to punch holes in paper. And I realized that because I was printing this as a single piece, I was dealing with certain unpredictability in where the pivot point was.
Yeah.
And so now I'm redesigning it as a two-part slot together mechanism. And it will have, I will still use the springiness of the material. That's a good example of the versatility of this material. Like this is printed from the same stuff as that spaceship, but there's rigidity and springiness to it. So you can kind of come up with, what is it they call it? Compliant materials, I think, designs that work for you and use the material properties. So anyway, I'm getting kind of off or too deep in the reads here, but it's very rewarding, I think, creatively.
Yeah. I definitely know the feeling. I kind of get the same feeling. Well, not from that much of a technical side of producing objects with 3D printers, but I get the same feel from creating a YouTube video. You know, you start from an idea, it's nothing there, right? And then you're just like, all right, I'm going to make this, and then you figure out how to do it. You film it, you edit it, you make changes, you go back. Oh, this doesn't work, and then at the end you get like a finished product, and not only you but other people can also enjoy it. So I think it's super rewarding on like two parts, because you can also not just sell this to other people, you can show them if somebody comes around to your place, and you can play around with it and even make gifts for people. So it's very versatile, and I really think it's a cool thing. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see the full version, go to the Uncle Gold Podcast YouTube channel or watch the next clip.